Today's video combines music with my hobby of genealogy, as I'll be taking a brief look at the life of one of my musical ancestors and playing my version of his favourite song. This is my third great-grandfather Dafydd John. He was born in 1822 and spent most of his adult life in Aberdare, a town in the South Wales Valleys. Victorian Aberdare was a thriving industrial town and was also known as a centre of culture and especially music. Perhaps its most famous resident was Griffith Rhys-Jones, known as Caradog. He was the conductor of a particularly notable choir of over 450 voices from all over South Wales that was formed to compete in a national festival at the Crystal Palace in London in 1872. As it turned out that Caradog's choir was the only entrant, they won this magnificent trophy unopposed. In 1873 they successfully defended their title against one of the best-known London choirs of the day. Dafydd John was one of the members of Caradog's choir, as were his two sons Tom and John. Professionally, Dafydd was a shoemaker, but he was much more widely known and remembered as a musician. Indeed, according to one obituary, he was the pioneer of music in Aberdare. Dafydd's musical life was centred around the Ebenezer Chapel, where he served as choir master for over 45 years. He was responsible for a number of innovations in the choir, and also led them to victory in several Eisteddfods. However, according to one newspaper article, an alleged gross act of injustice on the part of an Eisteddfod adjudicator so disgusted him that he never afterwards competed at an Eisteddfod. This gross act of injustice was simply the first time in their 15-year history that the choir failed to win the competition. Dafydd and his choir believed that they had been disgraced and never competed again. As well as being a powerful bass singer, Dafydd was also an instrumentalist, and he owned the first harmonium in Aberdare. It was said that the children of the town would gather outside his window in the evenings to hear him play. Dafydd passed away in 1894, and of course the Ebenezer Choir performed at his funeral. The newspaper reports of the funeral included a list of all the pieces sung by the choir, with a note that one of them was a special favourite of the deceased, the anthem Dyddiau Sydd Glaswelltyn. In this context, an anthem refers to a piece of sacred choral music that would typically be more complicated than the hymns sung by the congregation, and so it would be rehearsed and performed by the choir. The text was usually taken from the Bible. In this case, it's a few verses of Psalm 103 sung in Welsh. I've highlighted the text of the anthem in bold and included an English version of the same verses for comparison. As I'm not much of a singer and I certainly can't sing the high voices, I'm going to play an instrumental version on 4 ocarinas. I hope that my third great-grandfather Dafydd would have appreciated my interpretation of his favourite song, and I hope you enjoy it as well.